Here it is, the Fattie Front Sponsons from ProWatercraft. I'm Chris Hagist and I'm going to show you how to install them. So we were listening to you guys. Some of you like to screw the sponson on from the side, and some of you want a kind of nut bolt scenario like with a 3-bolt pattern. Some of you have seen that how the screw goes in, you're not comfortable, you kind of need some hardware on the backside. So with this sponson, they're going to come with no holes. You're going to be in charge of drilling or choosing which style you want. So right now in this sponson, you can see I got the 3 main spots that are drilled for an 8mm bolt. You can choose this on our website. On the 3-bolt options, you get a washer and nuts, and you'll need a 5/16 drill bit to drill into the sponson and into your hull. So install, you'll need some tools. I got my power tools here, screw, drill, get our proven silicone, which is totally awesome stuff. You'll need a tape measure so you can measure from the back of the hull to the end of the sponson. And then maybe some tape to help the cleanup. Of course, rags, gloves. This is kind of how we do it at our shop. So I'm going to show you how to install the 3-bolt style on the new Yamaha SUPERJET. So you'll start off with measuring from the back of the hull up to 45 1/4. It always helps having an extra hand to hold the tape measure. So we'll 45 1/4, put a little piece of tape, and that'll be the end of the sponson there. So you got the sponsons, there's no holes gonna be in it, right? So you wanna do the 3-bolt pattern. You'll start with drilling out these 3 holes. Once you have those 3 holes drilled, you'll wanna clean off the backside, and then you can come to the ski. Again, it's nice having an extra set of hands. You'll bring the tip of the sponson, the rear tip, to your tape line, and then you'll drill into the ski. You'll do 1 bolt at a time. So it'll be drill, bolt, and then you can go to the next one. So once you get these 2 in, you kind of want to put the washers and bolts on the inside and tighten it down. Then you'll go to the front bolt. The front bolt is going to be a little more difficult because it's hidden behind some foam that's in the front of this watercraft. So when installing the hardware on the inside of the watercraft, and especially on this watercraft, you want to make sure that you're not drilling into anything. Steering cable, any sort of course, electrical wire harness. You want to be careful what you're drilling into. So be aware when you're doing that step. Also, when you're putting stainless to stainless, it's good to have a little grease on the bolt. I've already done it on this one. These are nice Nollock nuts. So once you have your bolt sticking through, slide on the washer and a nut. And again, this is your pre-fit stage before you silicone. So you'll get your nut on, you'll tighten it on, do the same with the center. You'll want to tighten up these 2 bolts, and then you can get to drilling your front bolt. Here's a look at the foam from the inside. We've had to kind of get you can get a knife, a little kitchen knife or something, the razor blade, whatever is going to reach in there and saw it out. You're probably going to have to go in about 2 or 3 inches into the foam to wherever the bolt's going to come through. So this is what you're up against, especially on this ski. Unlike the 800 SXR or the SUPERJETs, they could all be a little bit different on those applications depending on where the sponson is. But you just need to know what you're up against when you're drilling into these watercraft. Here we are going for the front hole. Now, this sponson's designed to kind of be universal. On this watercraft, it does kind of curve quite a bit at the front. So it's always nice to have a little help pushing in and pushing up as much as you can. We're gonna drill into the hole. and we're there. Here's a little Chris tip. Before I go and silicone this, I like to run a tape line around the sponson as much as I possibly can, and also on the sponson. So after we put the silicone on and it squeezes out everywhere and it's on your hands, you pretty much wipe as much as you can, you pull the tape, and you get a really nice silicone line at that point. It's not a complete mess. All right, so we got it drilled, we got it mounted, it's prepped, we got our tape lines on there. I'm ready to pull it off, silicone, and reinstall for the final time. Okay, it's glue time. You know, we highly suggest the silicone. It is awesome. It's not just silicone, it's a great adhesive, and it works in most atmospheres, and especially on these sponsons. I think it's the way to go. So I got everything wiped down, the skis wiped down, the sponsons wiped down. At this point, I always suggest putting a little silicone into your holes, right? And then we're gonna start on putting it on the sponson. Installing the sponson, it's pretty important to be able to get the sponson to go up and underneath the bond flange without smearing off all the silicone before you get there. So we're gonna work it up and in. Tape lines are there. Go ahead, Wade. Hardware is nice and lined up. Okay, you go to the inside and start tightening it down. Nice, that's the way. Can you push in as you're doing that? Ready? Excess silicone. I mean, it's good that we see it because we know we put enough. So we're just gonna wipe it off as nice and clean. I'm kind of running my finger gently over the surface. I'm not trying to dig my finger into the hole. I just kind of want a nice even surface to continue the connection from the sponson to the hull. Okay. So I've kind of wiped the excess off of the tape. Now I'm gonna pull the tape, which will reveal a really nice silicone line. Sometimes I take my finger and just barely run over the surface. Now that we've done our install, we're gonna wait 24 hours to let the silicone cure. So you can find this product and many more things for your watercraft at ProWatercraft.com.